Hello everyone, Jen here. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. This one is a very small apartment in Evergreen Harbor, the Eco Living or Eco Lifestyle or whatever expansion pack. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the smallest apartment available in this world and this pack. You can change some of the windows, but not all of them. You can't change the front of the apartment because this apartment building, all of the apartment buildings in Evergreen Harbor change as the eco footprint changes. There are some restrictions on what you can and can't do here. So you can't change the front or the front windows. And obviously this is at default setting, which I think is neutral, maybe? I don't really remember. The layout ended up being more or less about the same, but well, it's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close to the same. And then I changed a lot of the placement and orientation of rooms to make it look a lot better than it was before. Did I mention that this is a limited pack build? I mostly used, obviously, Eco Living or Eco Lifestyle or whatever, and Growing Together because it is a family apartment. Even though it's a very small family apartment, it is a family apartment, and it's a very eclectic family apartment as well. So I used those two packs, but I also added a few little bits and pieces here and there from the Everyday Clutter kit as well. The only thing that might disappear if you don't have the kit is the sort of entryway area by the front door. I used several pieces of Everyday Clutter there. Otherwise, pretty much everything came from Eco and Growing Together. So it's a very limited pack. Oh, and base game, obviously, but you have to have base game to have those packs, so I don't feel like I should have to mention that. But anyways, it's a very, very limited pack build. I thought that I could alternate between doing save file builds, which are going to be any and all packs and no restrictions, although no CC. I don't use any custom content at all, so no CC on any of my builds. And then alternate those with very, very limited pack builds, such as this one. That way we are all getting the best of both worlds. I think that would be the nicest way to do it. I used to do a lot of limited pack builds, and then I stopped for a while, and then I did it again for a while, and then I stopped. So anyways, back to the apartment. It is supposed to be very, very kind of outdated looking because of the state that the world is in around it at the moment. Also, the idea is that it's a single parent and they maybe don't have a ton of money and they got a lot of their stuff secondhand, and all they could afford was this very, very tiny, outdated apartment. That's kind of the story that I was going with in my head for the inspiration for this apartment. The story that I came up with for this family was that it was two very young daughters. Initially, I was gonna have one be a child and then an infant, but at the last minute, I changed my mind and did a toddler and an infant instead. There are some pieces around that would suggest that there's an older child living here, but it's fine. Your Sims will grow into it, or you can change out the toddler bed for the children's bed. It's super easy. Yeah, I didn't mean to change my mind halfway through, but yeah, it happens from time to time. In case you are new around here, by the way, I am currently recovering from a concussion. I am kind of taking it slow, one day at a time, seeing what I can and can't do right now. It's only been a week and like a day or two since the concussion, so it hasn't been very long. And it wasn't the worst concussion that I've ever had, but definitely have a concussion for sure. And so at the moment, I am just trying to really recover enough that I can do all the fun expansion pack stuff when the new expansion pack comes out. So I'm trying not to overly tax my brain too much now so that it can recover in time. And, that means that I might not stick to a strict schedule. For a while now, I've been trying to stick to a Monday through Friday every day, so 5 videos a week schedule. I can't promise that for the next couple of weeks, but I'm trying. Last week was definitely the worst, but that was the first week of the concussion. And doing this build was a little bit difficult because I was probably overthinking it a little too much, but also I was watching YouTube videos at the same time, and so my brain was multitasking, and that was definitely a bad idea. I went to bed with some noticeable symptoms. So, yeah, basically just to say don't expect anything super consistent out of me. Probably for about a month, starting from last week Sunday, which I believe was June 30th, I think it was. That's the day that I got my concussion, so probably all of the month of July is going to be a little bit of a rough one for me, but anybody who's been around my channel for a while knows that I have some health issues. I have a rare medical condition, and sometimes I have things that happen. I get sick, or my daughter has things that happen, and because she has the same medical condition as me. And so, there are just times when being consistent is not as easy for me. And I do appreciate all the support despite that and the struggles that I have with my health and staying consistent with my videos. You have no idea how much I appreciate the support. All of the likes and the comments and the subscribers. Like, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. So the apartment again is very eclectic. I picked the couch first, as you saw, and I kind of used that as my basis, I guess, for everything else. I tried to go like really fun with it. I tried to make it like just fun and colorful and just completely opposite of what I usually do, which is one color or two colors or all neutrals, to be honest. I tried to make this a lot more colorful, not clownish. I was not going for weird or clownish. Not that that would be bad either. I was just going for eclectic and fun. My initial thought was that this was a very fun-loving, free-spirited mom who just is living in this old rundown apartment, and she wanted to make it as fun and inviting and happy place for her kids as possible. And so that's where I took it. Fun, bright colors, lots of purples and greens and pinks and stuff. And yeah, I just tried to make it fun. It is a very small apartment. I like it, but there were a lot of things that I just couldn't include because of it. No coffee table. The front door area is left open on purpose because it opens into the wall, which kind of annoys me a little bit. So I left that area open on purpose. In real life, opening to the wall like that would be really annoying to get in and out of that apartment. But I had to do the same thing with the primary bedroom or the adult's bedroom. The door opens kind of to the wall in that room as well, just because of the layout. And even in The Sims, I have to have the door open as if it's a real life house, where if you open the door would hit the wall behind it and you would walk into the open space. It probably doesn't make much sense me explaining it to you, but if you walked through your house or apartment, you would see that the doors don't open up so that there's a wall right next to you, generally speaking, unless you're walking into a hallway or like alcove area. Almost all doors open so that there is a wall behind them and you're walking into the open space. Kind of like how this bathroom is. When you open the door hits the wall behind it and you're walking into the open space. Yeah. And you can't change the front door on these apartments either. So I left the front door area open. I also left the area where all these doors for the bedrooms and the bathroom are at opened, because my Sims tend to have routing issues, even though nobody else's does. Mine do. And so I also left that area very open so that the Sims don't have blocking and routing issues. The kids' bedroom probably was the most difficult for me, because I was trying to carry the color scheme from the living room into the kids' bedroom, and I was really struggling with, I wanted the curtains to be really fun and bright and cheery, but I couldn't find curtains that matched the wallpaper I wanted to use. So it was a little bit annoying. I'm gonna be honest, it was a little bit annoying. Sometimes these things, they don't match, they don't come in the right colors, and it gets kind of annoying. I think in the end it turned out good. It was one of those things that you just had to stop and think about it for a minute and you could pull something together. But as I was working on it, I'll be honest, I did get a little frustrated. And like I said, I think I said at the beginning of the video, I'm trying to think, but thinking is a little hard for me right now. Initially, I started decorating this apartment for a child and an infant. So there's a few things in the apartment that would suggest that there's a child living here. And then halfway through, I changed my mind and made it a toddler and infant instead. Not a big deal. It still works. It's still cute. And there's plenty of room to add a child's bed there anyways. So, I mean, toddlers are not toddlers for very long anyways. I don't know why I'm over-explaining this. I'm so sorry. It's just one of those times where I'm trying to explain the build and I have no idea what to say after a while. That's what talking for 15 minutes straight will do to you sometimes. But anyways, we are on to the primary or grown-up or parents' bedroom, whatever you want to call it. Again, I tried to bring some of that fun and colorfulness, if that's a word, into this room as well. The only place that I really felt like I got stuck was on the rug. I think everything else really works well with the eclectic sort of style that I was going for, and the fun, bright, like just exhilarating color scheme. That's what I would call it. You know, almost this would be a great apartment for a very artistic or creative sim. I think that's what I was going for in my mind. Maybe a photography sim or a painting sim. I don't know. Something just really fun and, exhilarating like that, but not like Daredevil, adrenaline junkie exhilarating, but like creative exhilarating. That's what I had going on in my brain at the time. But when I got to the rug, I couldn't find anything to pull in the purple, which is what I wanted to do initially. I didn't think it would work though, because I went with green and yellow for the main furniture pieces. So I landed on a black rug to match the one singular black pillow, and it's okay. I'm just not sure I love it as much as everything else. So, anyways, let's get into the walkthrough. The front of the building will change as the eco footprint changes, so I didn't focus on that. But you walk in and you have this cozy little kitchen, living room, dining room. There is enough space for 3 people, not 4 people, but that's okay because it's a very small apartment. You've got your little entryway there, and then a little place for kids to play with toys. There are some toys scattered throughout, books. Then you've got your cozy little bathroom, I guess. Not quite as fun and colorful as the rest of the apartment, but still colorful enough. Then you've got the 2 little girls' room here, very pink and purple, and then the green and yellow grown up or parent bedroom. And yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I think I pulled off that very eclectic, creative sim kind of style. I'm pretty proud of this little apartment. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.